So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
So I'm Dean. I'm a independent game developer with my team, Beak. So we're situated here in Canberra. So we're working on a game called Sneaker. It's like a first-person stealth-based puzzle game where your only weapon is a pair of shoes. So one of the big things we're working on is the time rewind mechanic, which is pretty intuitive. It's just at any point in the time in the game, just like in Braid, you hold down a button, and then everything that you've done and everything in the game starts to go backwards. You let go of that, and then everything resumes going forwards again. So we kind of did that because we play a lot of stealth games, and when a lot of people play these kind of games, they tend to do what's called save scumming. So they just constantly hit F5 to quick save, and then as soon as they stuff up, they hit F9 and they load back their save, and it's just really annoying. So we wanted to build that right into the game so that people can just intuitively control the pace of the game and not have to go back and have to wait for guard patrols or redo something that you've already done, because nobody likes doing that.
Now, I was ironing it out a little bit myself. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Now, I was ironing it out a little bit myself. It's kind of looks like old school Thief in a way.
A little bit, yeah, and we're definitely going for that sort of open level design. We really want people, exploring and getting lost, just having a fun time, and really finding their ways through the levels. That's a big part of the game, definitely.
Right on. Now, my friend was playing it, and he said, bit of criticism, but
That's all right.
it's a little on the easier side.
Really?
Yeah,
Who
apparently.
said that exactly?
Was he the one who went straight to the end and cheated it?
David? Probably. I don't know how he plays. But yeah, he said the game's too easy.
If he plays a lot of stealth games, that's definitely what I would expect for him to say. But the difficulty would be ramped up later in the game, and we did tone it down quite a bit for GAMMA.CON for that level in particular. If you watch anyone who's never played a stealth game play, they tend to suck for the first good 10 minutes. But yeah.
I had a lot of trouble because I don't usually play controller games.
Oh
so
yeah, that'll do it.
It took me 5 minutes to get the controls because they were inverted, and then when I finally figured it out, I was so happy to be able to put people out of their misery with a shoe though.
That's good.
What made you come up with the idea of using a sneaker?
I don't know. Someone in class just said the weapons should be shoes. I was like, yeah, sure. And then started to think about it, how that would work with the mechanics. I really like the idea of throwing a shoe to create a noise or take down a guard. But then you've only got two shoes, so once you've thrown both of them, you have to go and pick them back up again, which is really good because you can't just, it's not like a stealth game where you have a gun or whatever, where you can just constantly use that as your tool. You have to, you throw it, and then, it's out there, maybe, vulnerable in the light, surrounded by guards, and then you have to, creep up to get it. So you can't just, willy-nilly throw your shoes around. You've really got to think about it before you do it.
Can you upgrade the shoe, go from flip-flop all the way up to steel cap, maybe stiletto?
We've heard all the ideas of different shoes that we could use for the game. We're definitely planning on having different kinds of shoes. We've got the base sneaker that you start off with, and then we've got 3 more planned, which I don't want to talk about too much because it's a bit of a surprise. But we do have a stiletto, and it'll be like a grapple hook. So the thing of the stiletto will snag into walls and pull you over.
So how long has this game actually been in development? Because I know these things take anywhere from 1 to 3 years to make.
So I started working on it just myself in preparation for the 15-week project that second years do in AIE, which you'll probably have the fortune of going through. It's really fun. But yeah, I started working on that, and we actually failed the pitch because they do a pitch thing, and only a certain amount of games can go through. So we failed that, which I thought was a load of crap. But the teachers, the professors, liked our game enough. They thought it was a cool idea. They thought we were pretty hardworking, so they were nice enough to let us continue it. So then it was me and one other person, Benedict, working on it for 15 weeks, and then we took it into incubator, and then it was just we got one more person. So it was me, Ben, and then there were 2 groups of ours in incubator, and we just kind of naturally ended up helping each other with work. We're all good friends, and we all really naturally cover each other's strengths and weaknesses really well. So we decided to merge groups and become Beak, and so that was in June, I think, of this year, and we've been 6 people ever since then. So that's 6 months-ish of full-time development.
That's pretty decent. How far to completion actually have you gotten in this game?
Well, I think we've definitely nailed the core gameplay. We've definitely spent a lot of time polishing that as opposed to, stacking on extra features and stuff like that. The big thing we didn't anticipate, and this is something like that anyone who wants to get into game development should really understand, is like actually creating the content and building the levels, placing all of the art assets in them, and just designing the whole game. Like that ends up being a massive chunk of work, and it's as much work as programming or art, and that's something we hadn't anticipated. So we're definitely pushing resources over onto that to just really.
Got to bug test. Got to make sure there's no way to just basically Uber yourself through the level or cheat or.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the things we turned down actually recently was the sprint. Because you could just jump and sprint at the same time and just glide all the way across the level. Because the movement speed in the game is very fast, so you could just zoom all the way across. So yeah, we turned that down a lot.
So, as a student who's been how many years?
This is my 3rd year of being a student.
What's the biggest hurdle do you see other students having to deal with when they first come into gaming design?
Well, it really just depends on how much experience you have prior. I mean, I kind of personally benefited from just working in GameMaker as a high school or whatever for like a ton. So definitely having that, even if it doesn't sound like working in GameMaker is like serious game development, just having that prior experience really helps. Because the course at AIE, or at least the programming course that I did, is like a very quick crash course that takes you like from basic programming to like really intermediate stuff like pretty much immediately.
I'd say probably scope for most students. It's that they maybe they want to throw everything they can into a game without knowing exactly how to do that. At least that's what I've seen doing the course.
That's definitely something that happens. Yeah, you just gotta have that realism of like. It's actually really hard to make a game, and that's something that people tend to pick up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just takes that first game jam or whatever, where you try to make Call of Duty, and it just doesn't work out.
So you gotta start off small and get bigger. From little things, big things grow.
So how far are you away from release?
We plan on releasing in January or February.
So where can people catch you and or your studio?
We're currently in the Games Plus building, which just officially opened at the AIE campus. So it's not really like a walk-in willy-nilly kind of situation and say hi, but yeah, definitely if anyone wants to, anyone like you guys filming videos or doing interviews like this or any of those kind of jobs, you can just get in touch with the AIE and they should be able to help you out.
So websites, social media, where can people catch up on the game from there?
So playsneaker.com is our website, and you can go to that. We're currently on Greenlight, and there'll be a link to that on the website, by the way. And we really need those votes. So if anyone, who came to GAMMA.CON and enjoyed the game,
wants to help support it?
Yeah, definitely hit us up. That'd be very much appreciated.
Right on.
Thanks, Dean.
Hey, cool.
Sorry.
It's good.
And on the other side. Cool.
This is CJ from Awesome Productions, talking here with Dean, signing out.